And there's no vindication for me because for 4 years I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and JayZ are monsters. And the victim making machine kept going on.
Of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally.
Reports that the FBI just carried out searches JayZ's opulent mansion and the shockwaves that Beyonce has transmitted through the entertainment industry abandoning fans, and both critics are seething with conjecture. What did they want to find that may they have discovered? And above all, this is only the start of a much bigger developing legal battle against one of the entertainment's most powerful couples. These are the queries that are being asked. As the story progresses, the similarities between observing Diddy's predicament before striking this year, and a lot of them are already forecasting a comparable course for JayZ, such as the potential for Let's Make an Arrest in the upcoming months. Examine what's taking place and why the narrative is much more than a haphazard examination.
As part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
The scene at JayZ in the mansion of Beyoncé was by all accounts that are cooperative and tranquil, in contrast to the spectacular raids that have garnered media attention. Fully equipped with battering rams in the past, this search was conducted amid swarms of agents. Somewhat quiet sources around the couple agreed with the situation report to completely collaborate, guaranteeing that the procedure proceeded without any issues. Needless public display, but don't misjudge the search's low volume does not lessen its importance. The FBI doesn't simply show up without warning at the residence of billionaires, excluding there's a major situation behind the scenes that further enhance this. The date, which was only months ago, is noteworthy. We observed a comparable situation develop with federal agents surrounded Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles, removing everything from the electronic gadgets to private records that the public was left wondering for a while regarding what the authorities were searching for. However, as the months went by, the image became more apparent by September, when Diddy discovered alone behind bars, looking out over a mountain of charges that appeared to be made every day. Is JayZ following a similar course? According to experts, it's not a question of if, but next.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee. He has a civil background.
The center of the legal issues involving JayZ are, of course, the current litigation headlines that were dominated by in the lawsuits. Unidentified accuser claims that JayZ was a part of a very concerning event at an afterparty after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. The accuser's statements are as specific as they are, creating an unsettling image of circumstances that, if real, could have terrible outcomes for JayZ's career and legacy. Which heightens the seriousness of the circumstance is that the lawsuit also names Diddy CMS, building a network of accusations that might perhaps connect some of the most well-known figures in the music business.
Interesting, because obviously this civil suit was coming for a while, and there was some talk between Busby and JayZ's lawyers. I think both Busby and JayZ's lawyers are really alphas. So
the legal team for JayZ has been prompt in reply, with Alex Sparrow, his lawyer, launching an offensive during a press conference held at the offices of Roc Nation in New York. Spiro carefully examined the accuser's account, highlighting what he characterized as obvious contradictions. For instance, the accuser stated that her father picked her up following the purported incident, but when they checked him down, he said saying he couldn't recall ever making such a. The travel Spear also emphasized logistical, the timeline's impossibilities. Incidents like the accuser's account of being driven to a home party that doesn't correspond to any property owned by JayZ, or it doesn't check that Diddy owned it at the time. With confidence, Spiro stated at his presentation, however, this never took place. Spiro's counterargument, however, might have persuaded some of JayZ's admirers that the more important question is still why the FBI felt obliged to look through the couple's residence based on the search conducted by insiders might have been related to the current examination of Diddy, whose attorney difficulties have only gotten worse since he arrested early this year, according to reports that the government is constructing a more extensive case that might implicate a number of entertainment figures industry, and JayZ's name is currently linked to its easy to foresee the lawsuit why the federal government may be looking into him.
Agree, and the risk of flight was always going to be a tough argument for the government because obviously Combs voluntarily came to New York. He surrendered his passports through his lawyer. He could have fled after the March raids of his Miami and Los Angeles homes, but he didn't. He has access to 2 private jets. I think it was a tougher argument. I know the government made the argument, but clearly the best argument was the dangerousness and the witness tampering. They had much more evidence.
The analogies to Diddy's circumstances are difficult to overlook when federal officers stormed many of his residences in March, believed it to be but another chapter in the lengthy history of judicial disputes concerning the mogul of Bad Boy Records. Few could have foreseen the entire extent of the upcoming events over the subsequent months. More and more, when accusations appeared, a picture was painted of a man who, it was claimed by September, she had gone years without checking. Diddy was dealing with more than just litigation, as well as a federal criminal case that might place him incarcerated for decades. JayZ's the timeframes and stories follow a similar arc. Certainly appear to be in line with some people forecasting that we might witness legal action, in particular against JayZ, as early as the middle of 2024.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he won't get out till 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him come to a halfway house.
JayZ's crew is working tirelessly in its ability to keep him apart from Diddy, and the accusations that Spiro has made his method of highlighting JayZ's lack of personal relationship with Diddy that goes beyond a Mr. Carter's professional relationship, not related to the matter of Mr. Com or Mr. Communications spokesperson, said at his press conference they had been acquainted professionally for several years, similar to our people in different vocations know one another. Continued by outlining the allegations against JayZ is just an attempt to make money. Blaming Tony, the accuser's lawyer Busby, of taking use of the circumstance for this lawyer's financial gain, the benefit of this SPO said that's occurring here, yet in spite of their attempts, the public opinion court is still in place, split for each supporter that believes in despite JayZ's innocence. Some people cite his extensive record of rumors and controversy as proof that he might not be as spotless as he asserts, and then there's the persistent, what if anything is the FBI's discovered? While searching, could they have discovered proof that backs the accusations made by the accused, or maybe something completely unconnected that might nevertheless have significant legal repercussions for JayZ? At anyone can guess at this stage,
Even if the accusations are false, there's 2 ways to go about these cases. Either one, you do the economic analysis, right? What is this going to cost me? Where is it going? How much am I going to lose? All these different things, even if it's false, right? How much are the attorneys going to cost them?
An additional level of interest is Beyoncé's function in all of this as a component of the music. Beyoncé's most powerful duo been tremendously protective of her at all times. Family's reputation thus far, she has stayed keeping quiet about the accusations in public against her spouse. Even people close to the singer expresses her profound distress over the circumstances, as reported by one insider. Banshee had been relying on her a lot. Family and close pals for assistance while attempting to protect their. She is relocating children from the fallen. Going ahead in her life, the source stated she will not allow this to damage her reputation. However, there are whispers behind the scenes that Bew might be more active in the circumstance. She's revealing some ponder the role that her influence might play an important part in forming JayZ's legal approach, although some think she might possibly possess knowledge that could be useful. Clear his name in any situation. Beyoncé's presence obviously adds a completely different perspective on this development drama. When the FBI's dust settles, one thing is evident from the search. This story is far from the similarities to Diddy's cases are indisputable. and the potential arrest looms huge for the time being. JayZ and his legal staff are under scrutiny as they get ready for what is expected to be a lengthy and difficult battle. Can his name be cleared? Or is this merely the start of an even bigger scandal that might cause the music business to only time will tell if we have its core?
We have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that JayZ is accused of being a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
As the details of JayZ's legal issues keeps evolving, one thing has become quite evident, that this isn't just the typical celebrity scandal involving the recent searches by the FBI at his residence and the mounting charges against him. The JayZ and his legal situation are under strain. Team to get his name cleared, but how can you fight asserts that this is explosive? And so there is a lot of conjecture surrounding his claimed participation in previous disputes involving some of the biggest notorious conspiracies in the Can the music industry really put JayZ at a distant self from his history. Let's investigate the tactics his legal team employs, the gossip that they can't seem to get rid of, and how Beyoncé is contributing significantly to the stakes are great in this struggle.
Lawsuits are like playing poker. Like even when you feign, that you have strength, it could be that you have some weakness in your case. So Busby's never going to say that he doesn't have the evidence. I mean, Busby's always going to say he's got the evidence. He's always going to say, oh, we're going to look at multiple other people, we're going to do all this, because he wants to put that fear into that individual.
Initially, now let's discuss the legal maneuvers. Alex SPO, JayZ's attorney, has been among the loudest and most hostile elements in supporting Spiro. The rapper is not unfamiliar with well-known situations, and he's making every effort to disprove the charges made in the complaint. His method discredits, disassemble, and deflect. At a recent SPO press event, outlined a thorough presentation intended to expose the accuser's weaknesses, narrative from timelines that were inconsistent to important things that seem incongruous given the fact Sparrow's message was unambiguous. In addition to being untrue, the accusations, for example, he noted that it was impossible that the accuser claimed to have seen a big screen outside of Radio City Music Hall on the evening reported occurred, but Sparrow claims there isn't any screen was available back then. However, while some may think that SPO's defense is unquestionable, others are not, as certain detractors have noted that the defendants it would be easy to discuss contradictions. Up till the shock and the passing of time regarding the purported incidents, and with the FBI now engaged, it's evident that the authorities are investigating this matter. Really, what's more, given that CN additionally, Diddy Combs is mentioned in the lawsuit, makes things even more difficult for DA's persistent legal issues that have caused his arrest earlier this year. Had a lasting impact on JayZ's tries to disassociate himself from the accusations, following the two men's been connected on a professional level and individually for many years, and their common past is difficult to ignore.
Dominant, like he wants to control the situation, he wants to control his inner circle, he wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, it is scary because you think, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career.
And after that, Beyoncé is present, and JayZ's legal team is putting forth extra effort to defend him in court. Beyond what he did or did not do have emerged as a main attraction for enthusiasts, and she is well known among reviewers for her meticulous, maintained a carefully manicured public image, remarkably silent about the matter. But according to insiders, she's been actively engaged in planning how to preserve the reputation of their family. Some according to insiders. Beyonce has even been requesting that JayZ be more proactive approach and removing his name with concern that his lack of response might be seen as guilt others. But her silence is believed is purposefully made to maintain concentration about her forthcoming tour itinerary and away from the scandal.
JayZ got his ass by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You gotta imagine. The feds ain't stepping in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
It is important to note that this isn't the initial encounter between JayZ and Beyonce. Public scrutiny of their connection has been the focus of conjecture for a long time, from conspiracy theories to allegations of adultery hypotheses pertaining to a portion of the music. One of the most horrifying disasters in the industry. Especially persistent rumors include JayZ's purported association with the deceased. According to reports, publicist Kathy White was intimately acquainted with the rapper. White's unexpected death in 2011 caused extensive conjecture, with some even implying foul play. Even though JayZ has never been connected to any misconduct, the rumors have declined to fade was partially restored by his perception of fading was partially restored by his perceived unwillingness to speak with them directly.
Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
Swept that smooth under the rug.
And remembering the rumors about Aaliyah, the cherished artist whose premature dying in 2001 is still regarded as one of the most persistent mysteries in the world, while no hard proof has been found linking JayZ to pass some conspiracy onto her, theorists have embraced the concept. He and other business leaders, it's possible that players helped shape the story of her last moments, even though these notions are unrealistic, demonstrate the degree to which JayZ's name has get mixed up in some of the most dramatic tales from the last 20 years. Adding even more fuel occurs when a fire resurfaces. Contentious documentary that investigates the unexplained death of Kathy White, purported publicist who had a close personal association with the movie JayZ. It has become popular on social. According to media outlines, White's 2011 saw a dramatic departure that happened soon following her alleged disclosure of sensitive details regarding her connection with the rapper. Without any formal, JayZ has always been connected to the circumstance. The time has been sufficient in order to occupy conspiracy theorists for years' worth of documentary clips paired with internet conjecture have renewed interest in the matter among the general public, with many people questioning whether the FBI's new searches may reveal fresh information.
So many people involved in this situation that works the machine here. That, you know, Diddy's obviously the head of the whole situation, you know, the king of parties, but there is multiple other people involved that are helping along the situation, or you know, participating in some way.
Social networking has also been quite important in maintaining these rumors. Platforms such as Twitter and TikTok are overrun, including videos that examine Theon and JayZ's body language, lyrics of songs, and previous interviewees to find hints that might connect them to more extensive plots. Some supporters have even implied that Beyoncé's song Daughter has mysterious allusions to Kathy White, and this assertion is still hotly debated. The collective preoccupation on the internet with finding the truth has almost made it the pair is unable to get out of the public opinion court as a single viral. In other words, if there is smoke, there's fire, or at least something that someone does not want these theories to be seen. Though frequently rejected as unfounded, rumors reveal a more serious problem, that there are hazy distinctions between celebrity myth and actuality. For years, such as JayZ and Beyonce has developed a reputation for perfect without a flaw, yet the fissures in it's getting tougher to ignore that vision. Whether long-standing rumors are coming back or the pair is being rocked by fresh accusations, now has to face the difficulty of facing stories they have long sought to maintain at the FBI, and maybe with them presently possessing proof that might either JayZ's name or make fresh accusations against Light. The stakes are bigger than ever.
I want to start with just the statement from JayZ, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So why do some of these rumors still exist? To do with Larger Than Life by JayZ. Persona is among the most prosperous artists and business people of his. He has always been regarded as an emblem of strength and authority, but with immense authority comes intense scrutiny. And for JayZ, the close examination has frequently taken the kind of irrational conjecture regarding his personal and professional interactions, his rivals in business, his ascent from the Brooklyn streets to the summit of monetary prosperity, and his union with among the most well-known ladies in the world have all played a part in creating a mystery that's just as intriguing, divisive.
Combs is separated from the general population, right? He's with, or was with, Sam Bankman-Fried at least, and the irony there is that someone who was granted bail tried to tamper with witnesses, so the judge revoked his bail. So that just goes to show how these federal judges deal about witness tampering before trial.
However, the problem is more than simply perception. It's also regarding the timing of the entertainment sector is going through a reconciliation with holding influential people responsible due to their prior behavior in ways that were lawsuits that were previously unthinkable to the landscape has been the subject of federal investigations changed much. And JayZ now discovers himself in the middle of that change, regardless of his guilt or innocence. He is being accused of seen from the perspective of a larger, first cultural moment that calls for responsibility from even the simplest stars are now untouchable.
He, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down.
Returns us to the FBI's searches during the specifics of what the agents were searching for conjecture that stays under wraps. Many people think the searches were associated with the authority litigation, looking for proof that could support, according to the accusation. Others believe that perhaps the searches were a component of a bigger examination of the music business's purportedly shady relationship between JayZ and the mansion of Beyoncé as a possible wealth of knowledge. No matter what the situation could be, that federal agents were forced to carry out such a well-known search says a lot about the gravity of the circumstance. But for every legal tactic in public, one question looms in relations efforts: can JayZ make it through this phase of his career? Has seen its share of adversity. From the repercussions of his public argument with Nas to the criticism of his company interactions with the NFL, however, this is distinct. The stakes are greater and accusations more harmful, and the more thorough examination if the FBI's charges after an investigation could mark a sea change for more than just JayZ.
Moved her. So, civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, we'll see what happens after the DA looks and investigates.
As the story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. From the courtrooms, to the headlines, to social media, every move JayZ and his team make will be analyzed, dissected, and debated. And with so much at stake, the pressure to get it right has never been greater. Whether this ends in vindication or downfall, it's clear that the saga of JayZ's legal troubles is far from over. The question now is not just what will happen next, but what it will mean for a man who has spent his entire career building a legacy that now hangs in the balance. So, what do you think? Could the FBI have found something incriminating during their searches at JayZ and Beyoncé's mansion? And how might Beyoncé's influence shape the outcome of this high-stakes legal battle? Share your thoughts and speculations in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and insider details. Until next time, stay tuned.
As the narrative progresses to unfold, the world will undoubtedly observe from the courtrooms in order to the social media headlines for each action. The decisions JayZ and his group make will be examined, discussed, and with a great deal of the pressure to do it correctly is at stake, has never been higher regardless of how this turns out. It's obvious whether it's vindication or downfall. The story of JayZ's legal issues is not at all over the question at this time. Only what's going to occur next, but what it will signify to a man who has dedicated his whole career creating a legacy that is currently in jeopardy. So what do you believe the FBI might have discovered something damning information when they were searching at the residence of JayZ and Beyoncé, and how perhaps the influence of one person shapes the result of this crucial court case? Post your ideas and conjectures, and remember to like the comments below. For more celebrity content, share and subscribe. Rumors and inside information. Till the next time, keep an eye out.